The problem with RV backup camera systems is that their specs can be very misleading. Both of these systems have an advertised HD resolution of 1920 by 1080. You tell me if they look the same. And having a constant real-time video feed gives you the ability to know exactly when the car you're passing is far enough behind you to move back over to the right lane. So today we are removing and carefully discarding my current backup camera system. Welcome to another episode of RV Tips and Travels. I'm Ross, and today we're taking a closer look at one of the highest rated RV backup camera systems on the market. A system that will record your video footage. It's got actual LED lights that can be used for auxiliary lighting. It is fully customizable to your specific needs. We've got a long drive up to the Finger Lakes, so we're going to test real time how the system works as a rear view mirror monitor at highway speeds with no additional antenna extensions. Haloview did send us this system to try out. However, they're not getting a free pass. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what I like and what I don't like. So let's get started. We've got a lot to cover. First, I need to remove my current camera. I posted an installation video on this camera system from a company called Autovox all the way back in October of 2022. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link to it below. This system worked great for about a year, but I noticed the solar panel that recharges the camera battery was not functioning anymore. Now, my RV came with the factory Furrion shroud, but because this was a totally different system, I had to take that off and put this plate on. You won't have to do that if you're using the Haloview camera. Well, the good news is this new camera will fit on this plate. It'll cover the screw holes, but I'm gonna have to drill a hole in the middle of this plate and see if I can dig out the camera power wires. Now I'm gonna open these wires up, make sure that we have 12 volts. 12 volts, we're good. We're going to prep the camera for the install. You just take this backing plate and slide the wire through it and it will click right in. So I got the screws in, and the nice thing is behind this backing plate there's a lot of extra room, so we should be able to tuck the rest of this wire in there. So this is the wire that will connect the RV to the camera. It's a little long, so I'm going to shorten it. Once we connect this wire to the RV, this will connect to the camera. It only fits in one way. Once you get it in, twist it to lock it in. Now, before you connect your wires, make sure you install your rubber gasket through the wire. So I got all the wiring done. It's all tucked away, ready to be mounted. Before you mount your camera, check your screen one more time for a good video signal, and then we can install the camera onto the RV. I put some ProFlex RV around everything to seal it up. There's a couple spots I have to clean up, but I'm gonna wait for it to cure. So now that we have the camera installed, I wanna see if the antenna that's mounted on the camera is strong enough so we could use this system as a rear view mirror while we're driving. The good news is we have a trip planned to New York today, so we're gonna take this on the road and test it out and see how it does at highway speeds. Okay, we're live from the road. Tara's holding the camera now. We're hovering between 60 and 65 miles an hour. There has been zero lag or signal loss on the video feed since we left the house about an hour ago. I'm not seeing any noticeable delay either. For now, I wanted to show you guys how well this system works as a rear view mirror monitor. Okay, so far this system has exceeded my expectations, but one thing I can't tell you at this point is how long this product is going to last. That's exactly why I release follow-up videos a year later on this channel. I'm sure if I would have reached out to Autovox, they would have sent me a brand new solar panel. I just feel like the responsible thing is to be honest. In addition to the solar panel failing, I also started to see a couple comments from viewers who bought the Autovox system. They had mentioned the mounting bolt for the monitor stand was not threading into the screen. This was not a problem I had. Apparently Autovox would direct them to an Amazon link with the correct bolt. Autovox was even reimbursing the customers for this additional bolt, but it was still a huge inconvenience. So I contacted them to find out what was going on and when they were just going to start shipping the product with the correct parts, and unfortunately they never responded. I understand things happen, but to get no response made me realize I just did not want a relationship with this company anymore. I think it's important to consider the quality and longevity you're going to get with a cheaper product. Will parts be available in a year? And how's that company's customer service and tech support? All things to definitely consider. Okay, so let's get to the fun stuff. Let's talk about the features that I really like about the Haloview BT series backup camera system, and I also want to talk about a few things things that I don't like. First, I love that it's a DVR. You do need a micro SD card to record, and it does not come with one, but the record menu allows you to start recording when you power up the screen, and there's an overwrite feature so that once the card becomes full, it just saves the footage over the oldest footage first. You can view the recorded footage right on the screen itself, or the old-fashioned way by loading the card on your computer. The system is expandable, so you can add 3 more cameras to the system for a total of 4, and they have a forward-facing dash camera available, which are starting to become more popular these days for insurance reasons. They also have side marker cameras and rear cameras that replace and power directly from one of your marker lights for easy installation. Additionally, the system also allows you to not only view the cameras individually or all at once, but they give you the option to choose the orientation of the multiple screens. Okay, there's this volume menu, and I have mine muted, but
the camera has a microphone so you can listen to what's going on outside if you want.
This camera has full color dim light night vision, but it also has little LED spotlights you can turn on in very dark conditions. This could be something you want to turn on to provide some light around the back of the RV at the campground. And once you turn them on, you can power off your screen. The LED lights will stay on until you go back into the screen and manually turn them off. The BT series monitors also come with 2 different power cords. You'll get a standard cigarette lighter plug, and they also give you a USB power plug. This is great if you don't have a cigarette style outlet in your truck, and it gives you the ability to watch your camera from inside the RV if that's something you want to do. This might be a little extra peace of mind for people who carry more expensive items like e-bikes or e-scooters, and remember, the monitor is recording the footage when it's turned on. Another great feature is the ability to customize the parking lines to the size and shape that best fits your application. You can also turn them off altogether. And of course, like pretty much all systems, you have your standard options, color adjustments, screen brightness, and mirror modes. The clarity is great. The screen is glass, so it feels very much like an iPad or the smartphone you're used to. Having the ability to see behind you while you're backing up is great, but for me, it absolutely needed to work as a rear view monitor. I want to know if an emergency vehicle is behind me, if I was getting pulled over, and having a constant real-time video feed gives you the ability to know exactly when the car you're passing is far enough behind you to move back over to the right lane, especially if you're a terrible judge of distance like me. Now, my trailer is 27 feet from the rear bumper to the tongue. That's probably on the smaller side of the average travel trailer, but my truck is a 1-ton crew cab with an 8-foot bed. It's almost 22 feet long. So I think it's fair to say that if you have around a 30-foot camper, you should get a steady video feed while you're driving. As your rig gets longer, you may get choppy signal while you're driving, and this is one of those specs that may be a little misleading. A lot of backup camera companies will advertise a line of sight distance. Haloview does this as well. However, that distance drops when you consider the camera is mounted on the back of the RV and doesn't have a clear line of sight. Video signals transmitted over Wi-Fi can also get choppy while you're driving. I do like that Haloview also clearly states the realistic transmission distance. If you do have transmission issues while driving, they do offer this separate antenna extension kit. If you already have a Haloview BT series system, let me know down in the comments how long your RV is and what your signal's like. Okay, so on to what I don't like. First, and this may not be an issue everybody has, it may depend on your dashboard and where you live, but the dash-mounted monitor stand did not work for me. After one day in the sun, the tape that holds the mount to the dash failed. I don't know if I could blame Haloview for this. They are using 3M tape on this mount, and it may have something to do with the material on my specific dashboard. The monitor is very well built. That's a good thing. So it's got some weight to it, but the 3M tape was just not strong enough to hold the weight of the monitor with the sun beating on the dash. It may work for you, I just can't say. I did end up using the windshield mount, which actually gives me more visibility to the road than on the dash, and the windshield mount held up flawlessly on our very bumpy ride to New York as well. Another thing I don't like is what I see as an issue with the timestamp. So in the menu, you can set the date and the time. Your footage is then saved in the folders with those dates and timestamps when you want to go back and watch the footage. What I don't like is that the timestamp is not on the actual footage screen while you're watching it. Recorded footage could be used for insurance purposes. Insurance companies want to see the timestamp embedded into the footage. So I would like to see Haloview add the date and timestamp into the video footage file. Besides those couple things, I really can't find anything I don't like about this system, but again, we'll have to wait and see how the system holds up over time. The BT series also has an available 5.5-inch touchscreen, and if you're old-fashioned and like buttons instead of touchscreens, they have those options too. If you decide to get any Haloview new product, I'll put a link and coupon code down below in the video description and the first comment. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have down in the comments section. I hope you consider subscribing, and we'll see you soon.